All right, hi everyone, Tom McAllister or whatever here, and I just wanted to immediately get my first impressions of Hellraiser Pinhead PTB release that just happened today. I literally finished doing my stream like 5 minutes ago, and I was walking around in the kitchen making myself dinner, and I thought, why don't I just jot down my thoughts pretty immediately? So my initial thoughts on Pinhead, from a purely cosmetic standpoint, he looks great. He looks and sounds great. I think they really knocked it out of the park like they always do aesthetically. I like his I like the way he looks. I like the way his power looks. I like his Mori. Everything there is working great. The issue, unfortunately, he suffers a lot in the chase department, and I feel like his power is a lot of work with not a lot of reward if you don't have his eerie add-on. Honestly, he kind of suffers from being kind of a mixture of a couple different killers, because on the one hand you have like the projectile reach of like the clown but without the AoE. You have the you have the projectile attack of the Deathslinger, except it doesn't do damage. You have the and then on top of that, the projectile is controlled directly by you and functions similar to like how Billy does during his chainsaw run, except there's no insta down at the end of it. Not that I'm asking for an insta down with his power, by the way. That's ridiculous. All I'm asking for is something a little bit more powerful, something that makes him feel a little bit better in the actual chase. He has like no gen control to him, mind you. And none of his perks really help that. I played Deadlock today, and keep in mind, I didn't get to play a lot of matches with him. This is mostly off of watching other people play him, off of playing against him in some custom matches with some friends, and I got to play like one match, which is the footage I'm showing, where I got to play as him in a like in an actual match with other players that I didn't know. So he's resoundingly lacking in the power department. I think his power is going to have to be buffed severely before he goes live, if he wants a hope and fuck of even competing with, for fuck's sake, the Trickster or the Legion at this point. I really enjoy, I think this is, once again, I'm all about the aesthetic here. I'm all about the aesthetic, the sound design. I love the concepts that they're working with. I think his power is really fitting to like, his lore and like the movie that he comes from. And I'm a big Hellraiser fan, so I'm all about this. I fuck with this pretty heavy. I like this quite a lot. I like the fact that they work the box into the gameplay, actually. And I think that his perks are interesting. They just don't help him specifically. I think the Scourge hook is certainly a new and interesting thing that I definitely didn't have in mind when this was coming out. But now that it's here, I think it's a really interesting concept. I think it's going to be a really cool addition. I look forward to more powers that kind of base themselves around hooking people on certain and specific hooks. As for Hex plaything, I didn't get to really, once again, I didn't get to mess around with it a whole lot. I think it seems interesting, maybe. I like Deadlock. I think Deadlock is going to work really well with other gen regression perks. So like Surge, I think a new duo we're going to see a lot is Deadlock and Ruin, honestly, just purely from the standpoint of like, if they don't cleanse Ruin and I have Deadlock and I hook someone, and then I get like that huge, like, Ruin regresses gens very fast, especially if you got top tier Ruin. So I don't know, Deadlock and Ruin I think is going to become a new combo we're going to see a lot of, but hopefully they're going to buff his power at least somewhat. I feel like the hooks injuring people shouldn't be an add-on. I feel like that's just kind of what his hook should do, because at the current moment, the hooks, the only thing they do is result in you losing a lot of distance really, really fast, and you putting in a lot of work to lose a lot of distance, honestly. So hopefully this is going to get, a strong rework before he comes out live, because if he comes out live like this, I don't think he's going to even be anywhere near, like, I don't know. He's definitely not a top tier killer. I don't even think he's a mid tier killer at this current moment. So hopefully they're going to do a big rework with him. I'm looking forward to the changes they make. I'm hoping they make some good ones. I'm hoping they don't buff his passive instead of buffing his main power, which feels like a pretty behavior thing to do, but I'm keeping my hopes up that they're going to buff his main power. His passive can stay the same. His passive works fine. The only issue with his passive is that it's really in the hands of the survivor, and if you know if you keep people off of the box, or if you find the box first, you can use his passive, which is honestly really cool. But once again, it's not you doing anything, so it's just kind of boring to use. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions of Hellraiser Pinhead. I'm optimistic about the future of this killer, because even though I think he is very weak at the current moment, I do think he has a lot of potential. If they decide to buff the correct things with him. So once again, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of Hellraiser Pinhead down below, and let's discuss, because I want to get your thoughts on this too. Thank you so much. See you next time.